Hello, I'm Will Hansen, Director of Reader Services and Curator of Americana at the Newberry Library.
My name's Analu Lopez. I'm the Ayer Librarian at the Newberry Library.
And I'm Rose Miron, and I'm the Director of the D'Arcy McNickle Center for American Indian and Indigenous Studies at the Newberry Library.
So today we're going to introduce you to how to navigate the Newberry Library website and catalogs to find material on Indigenous languages in the Newberry's collections of books, manuscripts, and similar materials. We'll also talk about how you can navigate to find events run by the D'Arcy McNickle Center for American Indian and Indigenous Studies related to Indigenous languages and other Indigenous peoples related events. So this is the Newberry website, the homepage of the website. It's just www.newberry.org. And you can find on the right side of the page, there are links to our online catalog, our lists of manuscripts and archival collections, inventories and finding aids, our digital collections, so digitized materials, full text and images, and a link to our overall catalogs and guides for navigating the collection. So to start with the catalogs and guides page, if you go in there, you can find multiple interfaces for how to access our catalog. And this is where you'll find most of our Indigenous language material is in our online catalog. The Newberry has a collection of thousands of items, mostly printed items, but there are dozens of unique manuscript items in Indigenous languages as well. You can choose any interface you want, but we're going to show you the View Find interface here. We're going through some catalog interface changes, so this is the one that will persist for longer than the classic catalog. Once you're in this interface, there's a few ways that you can search for Indigenous language material. One is by actually browsing our largest collection of Indigenous language material, which is called the Edward E. Ayer North and Middle American Indian Linguistics Collection. This is a collection of almost 1,400 items, all of which have individual catalog records. So Analu can search for that here. You can search for that name actually as an author. It's given an author record in the catalog. Each item within that collection will have that author record in it. So if you search for that, you'll come up with almost 1,400 items that come up with catalog records there. Once you're in that interface, you can then search for, there's a browsable list of facets across the side where you can find individual languages that are within the collection. So it starts with just a few, but you can expand it to see all the many languages that are included. There are hundreds of individual languages included in the collection, and you can find that in a browsable list here. You can also search for an individual language as a subject or just by keywords. If you want to search for Potawatomi language or Ojibwa language, any of those kinds of languages you can search for as a subject or again as keywords and find specific items that will be in that language and about that language. So it will both include texts written in the language as well as items like dictionaries, grammars, syntactical guides, more linguistic, strictly linguistic items about a particular language. Many of these are quite rare. Some are held only at the Newberry, so you will find interesting, unique things in this interface. Besides the online catalog interface, there is also a way to search on the catalog for manuscript collections that include material about Indigenous languages. So you can go back, you can find that on the catalogs and guides page as well. And you can search for finding aids or search through finding aids and inventories within the catalog through a separate page that's listed on the right side of the home page. It just says manuscripts and ephemera. You can search from that home page, or you can click on advanced search to go into the more robust browsing interface. And you can search within this section of the website. Or you can browse a list of abstracts of manuscript collections. There is a browsable list for that's given the title Indians and the West of collections related to those topics. So this will give you a sense of the kinds of manuscript collections that are here, many of which include linguistics material, all of which are in some way related to the histories of Indigenous peoples of North America or the Americas more broadly. So a few ways you can navigate that. You can click through here to find inventories and catalog records of the specific collections and search for them that way. Anything that you find in any of these places is available to you to use. Our facility is free and open to the public, so you're welcome to come in and use the items in our reading room. You can also contact a librarian for help in if you want to get reproductions to use at home, if you're looking for PDF scans or other kinds of reproductions. We're happy to help with that. There's also a place to contact a librarian on the Newberry website, so you can always contact us there. Feel free to get in touch with us. We have digitized some material from these linguistics collections at the Newberry, and there's a link to our digital collections on the homepage of the website as well, where you can search through all of our digitized material, which is by no means only Indigenous language or Indigenous materials. There's lots of other material within the Newberry collections that's also available there, but you can find things here in this collection. There is one specific digital collection called the Edward E. Ayer Digital Collection that brings together all this material. But if you search for the name of your nation or a specific person who you think might have written a manuscript that the Newberry holds, you might find it in those digital collections. Almost all of what we have digitized so far is unique manuscript material. So you won't find a lot of the printed material that's already been digitized. But you might find some. So feel free to browse there. And again, if you're not seeing something there and you might be interested in getting digital reproductions of something we have, feel free to get in touch and we will be happy to help assist you with that. So we're going to turn it over to Rose to talk about events that the Newberry holds and a little more about ways you can get involved with the Newberry beyond using our collection.
Great. So the D'Arcy McNickle Center was founded in 1972 by D'Arcy McNickle, who was a novelist, activist, and educator, and an enrolled member of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes. And he envisioned the center as a place to encourage engagement with the Newberry's significant collection in Indigenous materials and Indigenous histories, and envisioned it as a center that could help improve the way that Native history is written, the way that it's researched and taught, and to support tribal historians in their research. So today we help put on scholarly and community programming to help with the engagement of these collections. And you can find out more about that programming on our website under the Programs and Events tab. And if you scroll down, you can see some of the upcoming events that we have, as well as some of the standard events that we put on every year as a part of our Newberry Consortium for American Indian Studies. So the Newberry Consortium for American Indian Studies is a membership-based consortium of universities with leading American Indian and Indigenous Studies programs. And that information of the universities that are members are available on our website. And each year we put on a summer institute, a spring research methods workshop, a graduate conference, and a group of fellowships for universities in that consortium, as well as a bunch of other community programming related to the collection.
So I think that's it. Again, you're welcome to contact us if we can assist. There's a contact a librarian link on most pages of the website where you can fill out a form to contact us, but you can also feel free to get in touch with any of us individually.
Yeah, and to reach out to the McNickle Center directly, you can email mcnickle@newberry.org, and we're also happy to help with connecting folks with the collection and that outreach component.